So I'm back with this hateful heap again. Now, last time I had a look at it, I managed to actually get it playing back and maintaining playback and not actually stopping whilst playing back, which is brilliant, absolutely fantastic. But it was doing, or rather not doing, one crucial thing that you would hope something would do when it's playing back. It was not displaying any kind of picture, which is annoying. So what I'm going to do this week is basically remove all of the cards, put it on some contact cleaner, and then see if that makes the blindest bit of difference in the slightest. I'm actually going to start with a card which seems like a logical place to start, which is this tuner card. So I'm actually going to try and pull that out. It's still snagged in with that. There we go. So there is our GCSE level tuner board, which is brilliant. The quality is just astounding. This one isn't patriotic like the last one I looked at in the Philips. The Philips one had England written on it. This one doesn't. This is just a board. So that's our tuner board. So let's grab a bit of contact cleaner and just give it all of it. Bit of a spruce up. There we go. Pop that back in again. Need to make sure I get it in the correct orientation, which is this way. There's basically a little tag inside of, if you look in here, oops. See that there's a little red tag? And that little red tag stops you from putting the card in the incorrect orientation, which is very useful. So this one will just go in like so. And I think that is actually in place. Oh yeah, there's my repair that I had to do last week. I need to tidy that up actually. But I'm only going to tidy it if it actually works. Now we've got these big modules here. So that comes off like so. Hang on, probably easier to get it off this board, actually. There we go. Yeah, that can come up and out. That also gives me the opportunity to check these connectors down in here. So there are some connectors down in here that come from the that's just as terrible quality wise. There's some connectors down there, so here and here, which come from the deck. Okay. Both of those seem to need some kind of shielding, so given that they're next to the tuner board, I'm wondering if they're, I don't think they are part of the RF circuitry, but yeah, I'm not actually sure. That one's more patriotic. See, England. So this is obviously a board for the English market. So these would differ on for other European markets, which makes sense. There we go, what's that? So that's those done. Let's pop these cans back on top of them. Which is easier said than done. Actually is easier when you use the correct can for the correct board. Yeah, it's a lot easier. Now we've got, may as well do this board here, seeing as we're in the vicinity. Which is easier said than done. There we are, that's that, and there. There we go, there's this one. It's got a couple of delay lines on it, so that's probably for colour processing. So definitely some kind of picture processing on this particular board. There's actually only one way this will go back in, because you've got these delay lines and you've got the power supply board, distribution board there. That will only go back in literally in one way, because the power supply board doesn't allow it to go any other way. So let's do this one now. There we go, that's that one. Back in. And back in and down. There we go.
Would you like to trade?
Alright, let's do this one, which is next to it. There we go. So that's got some kind of RF can on it. Ad liter, not sure what that means. Shielded cable, this might be an audio board. It actually doesn't look as GCSE as the other boards. Which is interesting. So it's like they've actually got some proper fabrication company to do that one. So let's get that one back in. There we go. Let's just move this out of the way. And let's do this next one next to it. So this one's got a delay line, so that will probably be picture related. There we go. And that one's also got something connected to it as well. It looks like there should be a shield over there as well, to be honest with you, but that seems to be missing. I'm not going to be too upset by that. Also, not that many connectors on this one either, which is interesting. Sort of bottom connectors. So I would suspect this board changes depending on the specification of the machine. So a higher spec machine may have more connectors on the base of the board itself, which is expected. These other ones, since they've been out recently, I'm just going to go and do that just because reasons, etc. Right, let's get these 3 back in place. There we go. And there's the 4th one there. And there. Right, here goes nothing. Let's fire it up and see what it does. First off, we will need a plug. Here we have a plug. That will plug in here. Pop that down into there. There we go. Oh, so far so good. Right, let's find a cassette that it hasn't eaten. Oh, yeah, here's one that doesn't appear to have eaten and digested. Let's grab the RF cable. And let's find my RF out. There we go. Oh, it's doing that again. Yeah, that's annoying. Oh, for God's sakes. That's just wrapped around that capstan. I have just about had it with this deck. There's really only so much I can do before fate, or whatever you want to call it, divine intervention, the powers that be, is basically telling me, do you know what, James? This is a spares deck. Keep it for spares. Don't bother trying to do anything else with it because it doesn't want to know. It obviously doesn't want to live any longer than it's had to. Which is annoying because that works perfectly now. That now fast forwards brilliantly. Yeah. And if I hit play, we still have absolutely nothing on the CRT. There's just no display at all. So if I hit play, there's very briefly something and then nothing, and then almost immediately starts to chew the cassette. So that, I'm afraid, is it. There really is only so much I can do, and I can't do any more with this one. As much as it pains me to say that, there is nothing else I can do. I don't know where the problem is. I don't know why it's being so intermittent. It's a complete mystery. Right, let's try and tune the set telly in to a signal. So we've got it tuned into a signal. That's how you tune one of these in. You just basically press the play button and that acts as your test signal, which is weird. I think that Hi-Fi Philips deck that I've got also does the same thing, the VHS one. If I just do that, hit play. You get that. So there's a brief bit of noise. And then nothing. See? And then nothing. No sound or anything. So yeah, unfortunately I think this one has seen better days. So what I'll be doing with this one is I'm going to take the actual deck itself out, because this deck was a friend of mine rather, and they actually bought some new relays for the deck itself. There's 3 little boards under there. In fact, I've covered the replacement of those boards relays in another video, funnily enough. And what I will do is take this whole deck out and then just give them the deck. But if possible, I'll try and keep all of the boards in the machine as it is, along with the case. So if I need anything for my working Video 2000 deck, surprisingly I do have one that works. This will provide everything that we need. But you know what? One more absolute ditch attempt here, because I hate giving up on stuff. It's not in my makeup. I'm going to pop the tape in, and I'm going to do the board jiggle. Lace it up. Waggle the crap out of the boards. So let it lace. Yeah, that didn't help. And there we go. That's all we can do with that. Anyway, if you found this interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.